This is the Sefaspe Arc200 Pro. It's a compact budget welder off of Amazon. I'll be welding with some 6013 and some 7018 to show you guys what this thing's capable of. But before we do that, let's rewind and see what comes in the box. Right away, it's pretty lightweight and compact, perfect size for tossing in a truck or keeping on a little welding cart. The build quality for something in this price range is, honestly, better than I expected. The cables are a decent length. The electrode holder is strong and should hold your rods nicely. The ground clamp, on the other hand, is about what I would expect for a budget welder. It'll work, but eventually I'd upgrade it to something heavier. The dial feels smooth, the screen looks clean, and the layout is simple. If you're new to welding, this is the kind of machine that won't overwhelm you. Alright, out of the box, there's not a whole lot to it. We have the Arc200 Pro, we have the ground clamp, we have the stinger, we have the 220 to 110 adapter in case your shop doesn't have 220 volts. We have a little brush and a chipping hammer. And then we have the user manual and a quality control card. So here's what this thing claims. It's dual voltage, and what that means is you can plug into 110 volts with this adapter, or you can plug into 220 volts directly. It can weld up to 200 amps. It's got key features like hot start, anti-stick, and arc force. And one of the cool things that separates the Arc200 Pro from the other basic stick welders is it gives you some tunability. If we click the dial once, it's going to bring us into hot start, which is at the beginning of the weld. It helps you strike an arc. And we can adjust the hot start percentage from 10% down to 0. If we click it one more time, we can adjust the delay or how long you want the hot start to be active, all the way from 1 second down to 0. If we click it one more time, we can adjust the arc force percentage all the way from 0 up to 10%, which gives you a more stable arc throughout the weld. And if we click it one more time, that brings us into our Lift TIG option. This thing is capable of Lift TIG, but unfortunately the TIG torch is sold separately. Got some 1/8 inch plate, got some 6013 rods. It's 28 degrees in this shop. So I'm going to heat up the metal, heat up the rods, perform a couple welds, switch over to 7018, do the same thing, and then I'll check back in with you and give you guys my final thoughts. Alright, so here is the weld. This is 6013 at 100 amps with 1/8 inch rod. And I cleaned it up with the wire wheel. And it looks pretty good. Had a hard time getting started just because I don't stick weld very much. But once I got started, it lit pretty easily. And then I was able to control the puddle just fine. As far as the heat, got plenty of heat to it. And penetration is very good. So I'm just going to do one more pass. I'm going to go a little bit thicker on this. I'm going to leave it at 100 amps. It seems pretty good. And we'll see how that does. so there's the weld cleaned up after I hit it with the grinder wheel. 100 amp 6013. I did a little bit of a wider bead on it, and then there at the end I blew through just because I held the rod on it a little too long. But it looks good. I think the weld and the penetration that I'm getting, you know, it's all the way through. So we're going to switch over to 7018. All right, we're going to be switching over to 7018. I'm going to leave the machine at 100 amps because I think that was plenty hot enough for the 6013, and it should be good enough for the 7018. But if not, we can always adjust the machine and make another pass. Alright, so here's the 7018 at 100 amps. I got a little bit more cleaning up to do, and went around this little blow through I did on the other side, and then had my rod at a bad angle down there and kind of missed the fillet weld. But I think 100 amps was pretty good for this. It struck up really easy. Normally 7018 on these little budget welders are pretty tough to get started, and then once you get them going, they're fine. But this one struck right up and then went right along and did its thing. So let me clean this up. We'll do another pass over the top of this one, and yeah, I'll give you guys my final thoughts. So here's 7018 second pass at 100 amps. This one looks a heck of a lot better. Normally 7018, like I said, is really hard to get started, and this one wants to start. This machine wants to start the rod, and yeah, it laid down really good. I had full control of the puddle, and at the end though, the rod was starting to get a little bit red. It was starting to glow cherry red. So 100 amps might be a little bit too warm, seeing how this piece of metal has a little bit of heat in it now, but looks pretty good. So what are my final thoughts on the Arc200 Pro? I honestly think it's a good machine. Sefaspe listens to us creators that do the reviews on these machines, and they make improvements and they come out with better machines for you guys. 7018 is always a struggle with me. If you go back and watch some of my older Sefaspe reviews, I stick rod after rod after rod, and I have so many issues, and for whatever reason, I don't know if there's something different in here, but 7018 struck up really easily for me, and I have no complaints. If I want to find something to nitpick about, I'd say put a thermostat on the fan, that way it doesn't run all the time and it turns off when the machine cools down, but it doesn't bother me at all. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and help me grow to 3,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. It's crazy to think that a little over a year ago I had no subscribers, and 3,000 of you, or almost 3,000 of you now, like my content and want to watch me. So please hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you in the next one.